Right then guys, it's PSL here, and today I'm here for yet another Formula 1 2002 reverse grid race video. And this is slightly weird because I ended the series properly quite a few weeks ago actually. But I'm going to bring it back just for this one video because there was a mistake I made and also a few things that I want to test and show off. So the main thing is that I'm redoing the British Grand Prix, and that's because, well, I like to, in this reverse grid race series, I like to replicate the real life weather conditions, and I wasn't aware at the time that the British Grand Prix in real life was kind of a mixed conditions affair. I mean, there was rain and then there wasn't rain and all sorts. Quite an interesting race actually. So yeah, and in the actual reverse grid race series I did, it was dry, it was a dry Grand Prix. So I thought I'm going to come back to it, do it again, but in heavy rain conditions. Because as we know, in F1 Championship Edition, as proven with the two videos I did around Monaco on that game, one in, I think, light rain conditions and one in the dry, you can get very different results. I have no idea if it's the case in this game. Genuinely, I've never done a reverse grid race on this game in wet conditions. Never done it. Always been in sunny conditions, so who knows? It might be different. I honestly wouldn't put money on it. And also, one thing I didn't actually realise, so it's another mistake I made in that episode, was that Alex Young didn't qualify. Well, he did qualify, but not within the 107%. But I thought, just for a laugh, we'll stick Alex Young, we'll stick him on pole position, just because, you know, I mean, if, let's say, the heavy rain conditions suddenly balance the field, if that's the case, I want Alex Young up there, because he could, it's unlikely, but he might score some points, who knows. But I'm not expecting anything too different, but who knows. Just as a reminder, the results in the actual reverse grid race was Michael Schumacher who won the race, with both Jaguars in second and third, De La Rosa second and Irvine in third. Ralf Schumacher was fourth, Barrichello fifth, David Coulthard in sixth, with Button and Raikkonen just outside of the points places, and obviously Juan Pablo Montoya retired. So let's just take a look down the grid once again. So we got Alex Young and then both Jaguars high up. That's how they were able to get such a decent result. They were leading the race, well, they were in a 1-2 position for quite a large majority of the race before Michael Schumacher came through. Then we got both Arrows, Jordans, Alan McNish, Panis. Then of course we're moving into Renault territory and Sauber territory. Villeneuve, Sarlo, Trulli, and then of course both McLarens, Ralf Schumacher, Michael Schumacher, Barrichello and Montoya. So that's the grid, and there's a couple of other things I've changed, you know, some other settings I changed, you know, just to give a different, well, you'll see. I mean, let's just head on into the Grand Prix.
And as the red arrows fly overhead, we welcome you to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix of 2002. To the surprise and delight of many fans, Mika Häkkinen finally scored his first win of the season here last year with a fine drive. Michael Schumacher had no choice but to settle for second for Ferrari, opting to drive for World Championship points rather than an all-out win. Rubens Barrichello followed in third, meaning both Ferraris finished on the podium for the 7th time in 2001, further strengthening Ferrari's hold on the Constructors' Championship. Juan Pablo Montoya drove to fourth for Williams BMW with a double points finish for Sauber Petronas, with Kimi Raikkonen in fifth and Nick Heidfeld in sixth. Sadly, Michael Schumacher's main championship contender, David Coulthard, retired after a collision with Jarno Trulli at the start. Let's hope they all get away cleanly this year. Well, let's hope David Coulthard has a better start this year than he managed last year. No collisions into turn one, let's hope for him. The lights are almost out now, and we are racing at Silverstone. A terrific start from the front by everybody as they rush down towards the high-speed Copse corner.
Right, thank you James Allen, and once again it's deja vu. It is a Jaguar 1-2, De La Rosa from Irvine, from Fisichella, McNish, Young and Webber. So once again, Minardis have got off to a diabolical start. Let's have a look. So Webber in third place, and I'm guessing he got held up by Alex Young, who didn't get moving, because that seems to be what happened. So the lights go off, Young still hasn't moved, that was a horrendous start from the Minardis. Horrendous. I mean, really bad reactions, really bad initial launch, just everything about it was dreadful. So let's go back to the racing action. So we've still got Minardis in the points, but there's Michael Schumacher, nothing's changed, he's still dominant, he's up into 14th place already. So moving back up towards the front, it's still De La Rosa from Irvine, from Fisichella, McNish. Montoya's retired again! Or has he? No, he just went off actually, he just had an off-track excursion. Okay, well let's have a look at this then. So, it was actually, he's side by side with McLaren, he's with Renaults, McLarens, Ferraris, and he's in between both Renaults. No, there's a Jordan to his left-hand side, the Jordan actually takes him on, yeah, the Jordan took him out. So Takuma Sato, let's have a look at this again from his perspective. So they're just going around Maggots into Beckett, and then we're coming up towards Chapel, and we should see Montoya just come in front. And, I mean, Montoya lost a bit of time, but I don't actually think he lost that many places because of that. So, right, I think, right, we're trying to establish the top 6. I think it's McNish is in 3rd, although having said that, the Jordans have got some wet weather pace, haven't they? Keeping up to the Jaguars, Fisichella. He's found his form all of a sudden. McNish is in 4th. Michael Schumacher's in 5th already, with Heinz-Hald Frentzen in 6th. And in fact, actually, Frenzen's looking quite good at the moment. And then, yeah, it's Olivier Panis in 7th. Okay, with Massa, I'm assuming, right next to him in 8th. So, oh no, hang on, right. So it's Frentzen in 6th. Massa is in 7th. There's Barrichello. And then there's Panis in 10th. Okay, so right now it seems to be pretty much exactly the same, apart from Fisichella's pace, which is looking quite strong. Apart from that, it's pretty much the same at the moment. There's Michael Schumacher, who's, yeah, he's up into 5th place. It's going to be actually 4th very soon. No, hang on, he's up into 4th. This is going to be for 3rd place, going into Copse, past Fisichella. And yeah, I mean, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. One thing I should say, you probably already noticed, is the TV graphics. They're slightly different because in this game you can change between the digital TV graphics, or these ones, the more conventional ones, the terrestrial TV graphics. You can change between them. I always had the digital ones, but I thought let's have the terrestrial ones, because I think I prefer the terrestrial graphics. I'm struggling to say that word at speed. So it's still De La Rosa from Irvine, Michael Schumacher, the former teammates, dicing for 2nd position, but we all know who's going to win this battle in the long run. And going into the part of the track which isn't actually used anymore, so I don't know any of the corner names, but going into what is the final sector, and Michael Schumacher still in 3rd. But I mean, it's going to be a matter of time. I reckon start finish straight, heading into Copse, Schumacher's going to easily take 2nd. Although having said that, he's in 2nd, and then going around Luffield, he's going to have the outside line. But as long as he's got the grip, well, I mean, never mind grip. I mean, Irvine has got more than enough speed around Luffield, but it's all about straight line speed, really. And Michael Schumacher, no, he's not catching up. He's not catching up. That Cosworth engine is outperforming itself in that Jaguar. So, Fisichella's still in 4th, Barrichello in 5th, McNish in 6th. And Michael Schumacher, he's going to take 2nd place. Maggots, and into Beckett, and I think he's done it. Well, having said that, Irvine is battling hard, but I'd say Michael Schumacher's not quite as dominant in wet conditions. I'd say maybe he's being a bit more cautious in these wet conditions, but while his aggression's been toned down a bit, his speed certainly hasn't. Schumacher up into 2nd, Barrichello's into 3rd. Let's see if we can find him getting past Fisichella. So I don't think he made the move into Copse. I think, like his teammate, it was made going into Maggots and Beckett. I do have to say though, Fisichella, his wet weather pace, it's been pretty good. Because, you know, 16 races we had. Was it? Yeah, it was 16 races. Or was it 17? 16, 17 races, Jordan had no pace. The second you throw in a bit of wet weather, and Jordan are looking pretty strong. And then we still got Alan McNish in 6th. I mean, Alan McNish, Scottish driver, he's probably quite used to the wet weather, so that's probably why he's doing so well. Although, I mean, De La Rosa's Spanish. Mark Webber's out of the race. I think he was at the back anyway. I mean, we could find out where Alex Young is. Yeah, Young's in 2nd to last. I think someone else has retired, actually. We'll find out who that is at the end of the race. But it's still De La Rosa, the Spaniard, in 2nd. And, you know, I mean, Spain, not known for producing great drivers in wet conditions. I mean, they don't exactly have a great deal of rain compared to Scotland. But, I mean, De La Rosa doing really well. Pulling away from his teammate, Alan McNish. He was in 6th place, could have scored a point, could have done Scotland proud. And, no, all of that wet rain, all of the rain in Scotland has not been worth it. And Michael Schumacher, start finish straight, heading into Cops, it's going to be academic at this point. And Michael Schumacher, yeah, he's taken the lead in wet conditions, he took the lead in dry conditions, and I think only a car failure for him is going to take the race win away from him. We saw Barrichello had a car failure in the series, he had one at Hungary, Michael Schumacher had none, so I mean, reliability for Ferrari is really good, there's no doubting it. But Barrichello's in 4th currently. They'll probably be 3rd soon. The problem with the terrestrial TV graphics is I have no idea how many laps are left. I imagine there's about 2 left, maybe. But going into Stowe, I think Barrichello's taken 3rd place. I mean, he was 2 seconds behind at the last sector. 2 seconds behind. And I'm pretty sure that TV graphic's wrong because well, either way. Either way, it doesn't matter. Barrichello's in 3rd place. Irvine 4th. And Fisichella in 5th. Oh, Roush, what's happened to Montoya? Montoya's not doing... Oh, Montoya, I think, was the one to retire who we don't know about. Yes, it was. So it's Michael Schumacher from De La Rosa, from Barrichello, from Irvine, from Roush Schumacher, who has taken 5th place from Fisichella. But still, if Fisichella can take 6th, Jordan didn't score a single point in the series, and I honestly think they could score a point here. But there's David Coulthard, and he has got mega straight line speed compared to that Jordan, and he's going to take 6th place away from Fisichella. I think he has. And let's assume the race is still going on. Let's assume there's a lap left to go. Because if that's the case, I mean, Fisichella, he's lost a points place. I tell you what, I'm really glad I kept it on the digital TV graphics. I think this is why Barrichello has taken 2nd place. I think this is why I kept it on the digital TV graphics. Because, I have no idea what the lap counter is. Well, I have no idea how many laps have gone. I mean, there's no lap counter actually in F1 2001 or 2004. And I don't think in 2005 actually, all of their game spectator modes I don't think have lap counters. Seems to be exclusive to 2002 and 2003. But anyway, yeah, Barrichello took 2nd place. That was, yeah, academic really. So, heading back into the live race and, well... I mean, the question, does the wet weather change the results? Yes, it does. It increases Ferrari's dominance comprehensively. I mean, Jaguar are still on for a podium spot. I mean, in dry conditions, they got a double podium. Barrichello finished 5th in the dry race, and then it's Ralf Schumacher in 5th, Coulthard 6th. So, yeah, Coulthard did finish 6th in dry conditions. Ralf Schumacher finished 4th, so he's a place worse off. It's quite similar, actually, to the real life results, pretty much. I mean, where's Raikkonen? He finished 8th in the real life. Well, not in the real life, but no, in the dry conditions, he's 7th here. And it was Button who was... Yeah, Button's lost a couple of places. He finished 7th in dry conditions. It's actually... well, the Saubers are ahead of the Renaults. So, let's assume this is the final lap. And Michael Schumacher... Hang on. I don't think James Allen said anything about the final lap, so let's assume there's one more lap left to go. But it's, I mean, Ferrari have dominated this race, and Jaguar definitely the 2nd best team. And then, oh well, Schumacher's catching up though. I mean, the lone remaining Williams BMW, Ralf Schumacher. We've got to be near the end of the race. There's only 6 laps. This has to be the last lap, surely. So we just need... I mean, yeah, car's not running out of 5 laps. Let's just confirm, is Montoya on that list? Yes, he is. Fisichella's on that list, so Fisichella retired as well. Okay, Ralf Schumacher took 4th place? Yeah, he took 4th place. He's only passed In fact, no, hang on. Yeah, no, he's only passed one of the Jaguars. Alright, so Ralf Schumacher, who's going down the hangar straight. As you can see, he's gaining ever closer on the Jaguar through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. So the aerodynamics helped him there, and then obviously the BMW engine propelled him past Eddie Irvine, and yep, a good day for the Schumacher brothers, first and fourth at the moment. And Jaguar, they did really well in dry conditions. I mean, they're still doing alright. I mean, of course they did get race wins in the actual series, but I mean, still, a double points finish, considering only the top 6 score points, is pretty solid. Still Coulthard. Raikkonen's actually pretty close to his teammate, I think. Or isn't he? No, he's close, but nowhere near close enough to even think about an overtake. So, coming round Luffield, the last corner, Michael Schumacher, he dominated this race in dry conditions, absolutely thrashed everyone in wet conditions.
Michael Schumacher has blown the competition away here and taken a superb victory. Fantastic result for him and the team, and a full 10 points for both in their respective championship campaigns. Let's head straight over now and join them for the podium celebration before we have a look at the full race results and the latest championship standings.
I think James Allen summed it up pretty well. He blew away the competition, did Michael Schumacher. Ralf Schumacher took 5th. Irvine, I think he's taken the last. No, hang on. It's Schumacher in 1st, Barrichello 2nd, De La Rosa 3rd, Ralf Schumacher 4th, Irvine in 5th, and yet David Coulthard took the last points in 6th. Raikkonen just outside the points once again. Massa did a little bit better than he did in the actual series. Well, I mean, Sauber were ahead of Renault, and that's really the only interesting thing I can think to say. I mean, there's Frentzen, Villeneuve, BAR still didn't score any points. There's the race results. I think I said it in the race already that I was hoping that the change in weather conditions would have a change in the running order. And aside from Sauber being ahead of Renault, aside from that slight change, it didn't really change a thing. And honestly, the weather conditions might have had nothing to do with that ever so slight change in running order. But we saw comprehensively in dry conditions that Ferrari, they've got the straight line speed and they've got the grip. They've just got the general overall performance to beat everyone in dry conditions. And what we saw here was, once you add not just a small amount of rain but a lot of rain, is that Ferrari's dominance gets even bigger. Michael Schumacher won by an even greater margin. Barrichello moved up from 5th to 2nd and was quite a way ahead of De La Rosa in 3rd. But aside from that, it was pretty much exactly the same. I mean, Juan Pablo Montoya retired in dry conditions and retired in wet conditions. Honestly, this game has no variance. It's exactly the same. One interesting thing to note, though, is that Alex Young was 58 seconds behind the leader. He was a good 20 odd seconds behind the next driver in front of him. And what's even more embarrassing is that Enrique Bernoldi, despite how slowly Alex Young was going, Bernoldi couldn't get past him. And so that's pretty much it, really. Although one thing I should say, because I know I'm going to get comments about it, is what's going to happen with this reverse grid race series. Well, of course, it's going to carry on. It will carry on to another Studio Liverpool game. I don't know which one. I think F1 2001, I might do it on F1 2003. But yes, the reverse grid race series will be carrying on, hopefully, at the very start of 2017. But for 2016, this has been the last reverse grid race, and I'll see you guys for whatever video comes out next. So I'll see you then.